Yes, we are here. We are here. We are here. We're here. And as requested, we have brought in all collectives to be able to assist with your request today, which is healing all of these sexually abused and verbally abused people that are walking on this planet still injured and wounded from their experiences, lost, to be able to understand the significances and the lessons that those experiences gave for them to empower themselves through. For many, it was life contracts to have those experiences happen at an earlier age for them to be able to understand humans should not be trusted and that you are the person that needs to be protective of yourself and to wake up to other people's moral compasses. This was a very harsh experience that you signed up for, but you knew that you wanted to learn this lesson fast and earlier on in your life journey because you needed to be able to empower yourselves forward. Empower yourselves forward. Empowering yourselves forward. Empower yourselves forward. In this incredibly important time for humanity. While you were victims to these experiences, and that was the literal experience lesson you were requiring to be able to understand that you needed to protect yourselves from others, you needed to be wary of others, find your intuition and your moral senses and your moral compasses to be able to navigate yourself safely through this world. And when you did that, you suddenly awoken to other people's agendas. When you go blindly skipping along this lifetime without any awareness of other people's agendas towards you, which may impact you and distract you and take you off your own life course and purpose, this was what we were perceiving and what you also perceived when you were in position with and along and amongst us, was that you needed to be awoken earlier to other people's choices for you to be able to remember other people have free will. And this has impacted so many people on their life contracts and journeys. So part of this, while it was unpleasant and quite traumatizing, needed to be experienced because this was what we perceived the only way to be able to get you to pay attention to other people's agendas, other people's morals, and how they wanted to impact you and belittle you and disempower you. And once you healed physically and emotionally from this, you saw you are unbreakable. You are unbreakable. You are unbreakable. And you know this. And this is why you are so bold to be able to ask for these experiences to be had. And while this may sound absolutely false, as we say to you, you chose those contracts with those people to teach you those hard lessons because you needed to be prepared. You needed to be armed with understanding what this world is all about and how wrong, in quotation marks from the vehicle, how wrong, how unnecessarily wrong this has become and what this is. This is why many don't want to look outside themselves and look outside at what other people are wanting from you and for you. We're not trying to scare you. We're not trying to upset you. We're trying to remind you of what some people have done with their free will and their entitlement to be able to damage others, control others, manipulate others. And while it is such a foreign situation for us naturally in our higher dimensional perspective, we would never dream nor seek, desire to have this experience in our perspective, in our dimension. It is so foreign, it is so distasteful. It is so dense in its actions and conduct. But as you choose to enjoy your 3D lives, this is part of the options that you choose to have as you're writing your life contracts, to be able to know, when I heal from this, when I empower myself from this, I will be so much stronger, because we all needed everyone on this planet to be stronger. And what doesn't break you must enable you. Now we want to get this word right. We're relaxing the vehicle. She feels so heartbroken for those children because they were so confused. There is a process with glass and with metal that when you put it into a hotter fire, suddenly it shocks and it enamels the glass, so it is able to be dropped a few more times without shattering. And we say this can be done with metal too, some certain metals. Enameling. And that is what has happened effectively to those people who have had those traumatic experiences. You've been so deeply shocked and traumatized that it does make you harder. Unfortunately, so many people do not get the healing that is necessary for them to empower themselves forward. And so they're so in shock and fear, they retreat from many. They do not trust others and they do not trust themselves, because they think at some level they deserve this because of the verbal abuse that they were taunted with to keep quiet and to not share their secrets. And this is why many do not want to share their truths now, because they're still so afraid that they're going to get into trouble, that people that they love are going to get into trouble, and that even they will get into trouble when they speak their truths. This is a conditioning to keep you under control. This is a false limitation belief system that you can release now. So we've called upon all of the collectives to be able to look at this in depth, to be able to see who can we now help release, because this no longer serves humanity. Being disempowered no longer serves humanity. It is time for empowerment. It is time for your strength to shine. It is time. It is time. It is time. And while the vehicle is saying to us, there is no such thing as time, it is a man-made construct. We say indeed, and so we will clarify. It is now. It is now for you all to be released from what no longer serves you. We will heal. We will heal the impact from the ears. Many people who have been told terrible, terrible things and lies about themselves have shut down listening. They find it very hard to comprehend things and very hard to listen and focus because they are so introverted. They have gone into their little shell. And so we're going to say, with much love to them, it is safe for you to hear now. You can hear the truth. The truth is that you're loved. The truth is that you're never alone. The truth is that you've always been safe. And even while there have been some scary experiences, you were well protected, and these were lessons for you to grow from, empower yourself through. You were supposed to heal. You were meant to be able to heal and recover and strengthen yourself and believe in yourself and know your self-worth, and never, ever, ever accept any form of abuse again, because you are worthy of more than that abuse. You are demanding respect from all. And isn't that interesting when you demand respect from others, how they perceive you when you are so entitled to be respected? Doesn't that piss off those who have the bigger egos, who want to shut down others? When you're confident in self and love self, you know you are respected and you know you should be respected. And therefore you tolerate nothing less. Doesn't that bother those who want to control you and manipulate you still? So we will blanket this planet now with a love frequency that can be heard, to be healed, to be able to make safe ears now. Listen to the world. You are not being told you are unlovable. You are not being told you are wicked and evil and naughty, and you deserve to be hurt. That is not true, and it never is true. So we are energetically releasing the trauma from the ears, because this is something that we have noticed people shutting down the world, shutting out the world with. This is why we say you can hear, and we want you to hear and notice the love songs that the birds are singing to you, the high frequency of joy. They're wanting to remind you of joy. They love to dance and be silly and fly and fly and fly and have the freedom to flutter and dance in front of you, to be able to let you know you are free to do as you choose. And while you do not currently have wings, you can empower yourself with higher frequency. You can seize the world with love. You can feel and feed the world with love, with setting your intentions to embrace all with love bubbles, as the Becker would say. But setting your intentions to be able to heal all. You do not know what all have gone through. And even if you have been with one person the entire seconds that they were born until right now, you do not know what has happened in other lifetimes consciously. So please treat everyone as fragile. You do not know what they have experienced. You do not know what they are holding deep within themselves. So love each other. Love each other. Have compassion for what you do not know from each other. Respect each other. You all deserve that. And if you're trying to still belittle someone and put someone down because of your own ego, grow up. This is not time for you to be indulgent with your own ego. You must see each other as equals, because you are equals. Love each other with true integrity, true passion. It is so easy and simple, but yet so many make it so complicated. Heal yourself, forgive yourselves, forgive others, accept all that has occurred, respect all that has occurred, respect all that has occurred. If anything else, you should be able to take away the lessons that all that has occurred was to empower you moving forward, to have faith and strength, to understand and see you are unbreakable. And look how far you've come. Look how far you have come. For those of you who have not repeated those cycles of sexual abuse, thank you. For those of you who have not repeated the cycle of verbal abuse, thank you. Because it means that you've learned your lessons. You have learned how controlling and manipulating someone for your own personal desires, for your own personal control, does not truly uplift you. In fact, it just holds you down in density. So check your moral compass, see if you have that life contract and what you're supposed to be doing with your life contracts and what your life contracts with others are. If you can't be honest about your own actions, how are you supposed to grow and heal from them? Because there are more collectives now willing to support all, as these lessons need to be wrapped up and experienced and healed from. We are able to give epiphanies for people to realize that they are profound survivors. And this will make them feel proud of themselves without dipping into victimhood, but it will empower them, just as the life contract was written, just as they hoped that they would be able to have. So they will see something on their TV screens or their phones or their computer screens, or they will hear something from someone that will be a positive impact statement of how from terrible tragedy comes great lessons and empowerment. So much can be said about this, but we are wanting to let you know that we are working behind the scenes to be able to release people from what no longer serves them in terms of what you have requested in regards to self-abuse, sexual abuse, and verbal abuse. Because any form of abuse must be healed now. And once you start healing humanity as a collective, great things can happen because you're shifting your vibrations up and releasing that density. And that density certainly no longer serves humanity. And we say this with much love.